Because, thank you very much, I am being indicted for you. Thanks a lot. I appreciate that. It's always a little tough. I call Ivanka. Hello, Ivanka. Anybody ever hear of Ivanka? Nice person. Beautiful, nice person. Hello, Ivanka. Listen, your daddy's going to be indicted today at 6 o'clock. I didn't want you to see it in the news. I didn't want you to. I go back, I see our great First Lady. I say, First Lady. I call First Lady, just kidding. They'll say now, headline, he calls her First Lady. What kind of a relationship is that? But she's great. She's so popular. People love her. The style, the beauty. The beauty, the style. You're not allowed to talk about beauty, so let's leave that out. If you say beauty, you immediately lose the election. But the style, the beauty, the whole package. But they love her. I say, darling, today at 5 o'clock I'll be indicted. And she actually said, again? That's pretty cool, right? Again? How many times? Now I'm the only one that goes up in the polls every time I get indicted. You know, Alphonse Capone. Did anybody ever hear of Al Capone, the great gangster? He would kill you if he didn't like you at dinner. He would just, you'd be dead. You're gone. And he only got indicted once. Okay? I've been indicted 4 times. I think I have a record for most indictments quickly. Considering I never had a problem in my whole life, it's like a record. Most indictments within a 15-minute period. All phony deals, too. How about the one in Georgia? How about that phony one? How about the one in New York? She values Mar-a-Lago at $18 million, and she convinces a judge. Now, you don't know what Mar-a-Lago is, but you sort of do. So some people say it's worth 100 times that number. She values it at $18 million. And I said, there's something wrong here. And everybody said that. And it's probably could be $1 billion, $1.5 billion, could be more than that. So it could be 100 times that amount. These are crooked people. This is election interference. These are very dishonest people. And she has a judge who's a radical left judge, and and I don't get a jury. So even if I had a tough jury, I'd win. But I'm not allowed to have a jury. Nothing to do with checking a box. You know what that did? Or said, oh, the lawyer. No, you can't check a box. There's no box to check. They did it under a Consumer Frauds Act. Can you believe this? Where I did everything right, built this great company, and now they find out that the company's worth much more than the financial statement. And they found out I have what's called a disclaimer clause. It's a little complicated, but not too complicated. There was no fraud. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. And they've been totally discredited. And it's a disgrace that a thing like that can go on. It's election interference. Never forget, our enemies want to stop us because we are the only ones who can stop them. We're the only ones. And if we don't win this election, our country is finished, I hate to tell you. They want to take away my freedom because I will never let them take away your freedom. I will not let it happen. They want to silence me because I will never let them silence you. And in the end, and this is so true, they're not after me, they're after you, and I just happen to be standing in their way. I'm standing in their way. Thank you. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun up here, standing in their way. But this is not just a campaign. This is a movement. There's never been anything like this in history. I tell about Pat Buchanan, who was a great guy, but he came in, I believe, second in New Hampshire. And he made a life, because he did so much better than anyone. He made a life out of coming and saying, we came in first in every state. Think of it. We came in first in every state. And the islands. The islands count too. And it's an incredible thing. The level, so we ran twice, we won twice. The level of enthusiasm now blows 16 and blows 20 away. Because now you're fighting for your lives. You're really fighting for your lives in a true sense. Together we created the most secure border in U.S. history and built nearly 500 miles of border wall. We actually built 561, as I understand it. It's a lot. How about sloppy Chris Christie says he only built 50 miles of border wall? Because if there's a board laying on the ground from 50 years ago that's rotted and we put up this gorgeous, big, brand new thing, they say, oh, well, that's a renovation. And they had boards all over the place, just rotting in the sand. But what a loser he is, by the way. He suffers from Trump Derangement Syndrome. Worse, I think maybe worse than any Democrat. What do you think of the economy? I don't like Donald Trump. It's Trump Derangement Syndrome, Ashley. We completely finished our original plan and then added even more wall. We built much more. We added much more. It would have gone up within 3 weeks. It was all there. You see it there. And then I hear they're selling it now for 5 cents on the dollar, 5 cents. It's all steel, a very special steel, concrete, and then rebar inside. Inside those bars are concrete and then rebar, very hardened steel. I wanted to use concrete plank. I'm a really good builder. That was what I did the best. Maybe I still probably do that better than politics, come to think of it. But I'm good at it, and you know, no. So that's what I wanted. And they said, no, sir, it has to be steel, and you have to be able to see through it. You have to be able to see people coming with the drugs and everything else. I understood. And I gave them exactly what they want. Even the panel on top, it's called an anti-climb panel. You know this? I don't love it. Architecturally, I don't love it, but it works. You know, we had mountain climbers, and we had drug dealers. We have guys that can put 60, 70 pounds on their back and climb up these things like a guy like that. See that handsome guy? Are you with him? This kid is so good looking. Look at him. How old are you? How old are you? 13. You are a handsome little devil. So, but they have guys, and they climb up a wall with drugs on their back, and we had all the best guys. Half of them came out of prisons, you know, would say, come on with us, we want to, and they couldn't get by the anti-climb panel. So, you know, it's very important. I just want to let you know why, because I loved it without that panel, but it really is very effective. Anti-climb panel. But we did it, and we built the wall at the rate of 1 mile every 24 hours. And we would have had the whole thing finished. We built, I said I was going to build 400 miles. I built 561 miles, and we would have had another 200. I added 200 at the end, and all the panels were there. Those are the ones that you see rotting in the sand, and those are the ones you see, they want to sell them. But then the other day, Biden goes out, and, you know, if he would have gone to the beach and just left everything alone, if he left our oil alone, he's got a consultant, you know, these are all consultants. He's got a consultant that thinks he's very good looking in a bathing suit. This consultant thinks it's a good look for him to be at a beach at 2 o'clock on a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I don't think that looks too good, Matt, right? You know, we want somebody that works a little bit like I worked hard. But, you know, we want a working president. Also, when you can't get your feet out of the sand and you can't lift, you know, those chairs are a miracle because they're fairly large and you can lift them like this, right? And he could barely lift them. Just like, this is not a good look. But if he would have gone to the beach and left the border alone and left inflation alone and left the economy alone, all that, he would have gone down as a great president instead of the worst president in the history of our country. Now the fake news is actually trying to give Crooked Joe credit for announcing they will build 20 miles of wall. 20 miles. He'll get more credit if he ever gets it done, which I doubt. Did you see the wall? It's like a portable, terrible-looking wall. I think I could climb over the wall that they're looking to build with a little help. I think I could climb over it. Terrible. It's 20 miles long. If he gets it done, they'll say he did a better job than Trump. Because that's the way it is. Because the fake news are a big part. There are a lot of people back there, a lot of cameras. I see those lights going. You know, anytime I'm ready to talk about like CNN, they know it. They've got very good at this. I watch that red light go off like in 2 seconds. It's off. The light goes off. But they're using funds, and he's saying that he was legally required to spend. He had to do it. He had to do it. He had no choice. He had to do it. But all the other things he didn't have to do where he destroyed our country. So it's just one of those things. He's doing it, he said, because he's afraid of being impeached.